Selling digital products is an amazing way to be able to make money online working from home, but sometimes it can feel challenging with a lot of these common digital product niches to actually earn a higher profit margin. I know how tricky it can be to find the right price point for these products because we want to price our items low enough to be competitive, but high enough still to be able to keep some profit. I know how real the struggle can be, so in today's video, I'm sharing 7 tips for ways you can increase your profit on your digital products. You can think of these as 7 ninja tactics to keep more money in your pocket at the end of the day. Now, if you're a digital product seller, or maybe you're just researching and thinking of becoming one, I have a deep dive training class that I'd love to invite you to watch. It's totally free. It's on demand. I have it linked in the description box below. It's my digital product powerhouse training class, and it'll give you everything you need to know to start and grow a profitable digital products business from square one. So whether you're just starting out, or maybe you've already started your business and just haven't seen the sales that you've wanted to, this masterclass is going to help you and get you set up on the right foot to succeed. So definitely click that link in the description box below to hop over and watch that after you're done watching this video. All right, let's dive into tip number 1, and this is to offer bundles and variations. So offering variations of the same product that you've already created is a great way to reach more people and to have more listings that will appeal to a wider number of customers. It's also a great way to work smarter, not harder, by making use of designs you've already spent time and energy creating and just shifting a couple of things here and there to be able to have complete new listings. So for instance, if you're selling digital templates, maybe you could take a template set you already created that's in a certain color scheme and font set and just change out a few of the colors and fonts that you're using to give it a whole new look for a completely different style. So let's say your original is in really earthy, rich gem tones. You could use the same exact templates and change the colors into more muted boho tones to give it a whole different aesthetic and feel and sell them as 2 separate listings, appealing to more people, reaching a wider number of customers without having to start from scratch again. Now, in addition to offering these variations, you can bundle listings together. So bundles can be higher priced compared to a single item listing, and you could have one listing that includes several of your different products that you could sell as a set. When you can price things higher like this because you're selling multiple items in one listing, you're able to increase your profit margin by upping the price point. Again, you're not having to create any new items. You're making use of what you've already created and just bundling them, deciding what things could work together as a set, and creating a listing for people who might want to purchase more than one thing. It's a win for them because they get a slight discount by purchasing it all as a bundle, and it's a win for you because you now have a higher priced listing, earning a higher profit margin. Now, you might even want to consider taking it a step further and offering a mega bundle, which I've seen some shops do. This is like a whole shop bundle. I've seen this done especially with shops that offer digital products like mock-ups. They'll have a whole shop bundle where you can pay a higher price point and have access to everything they have to offer. And this is just going to earn you even that higher of a profit margin because these can be really high priced listings. All right, tip number 2 here is to choose a higher profit category. Let's be honest, not all digital product niches are created equal. Some things are going to be able to naturally price higher for than others, making a higher profit margin. For instance, if you're selling digital stickers on Etsy, you might have a sticker listing that's priced at 50 cents or $1, whereas you could sell something in the niche of Canva templates, maybe a whole Canva template set for $20 or $30. So it may seem simple, but it's worth noting that from the very beginning, your product category or the niche that you choose is going to determine how high you can price something and still be competitive while making a higher profit margin. Those lower price niches are fine, but it does require a higher quantity of sales to be able to make the same amount of profit that just a few sales on a higher price listing would make. Okay, tip number 3 to earn a higher profit margin is to offer customization. This tip is a little bit related to the previous one in that products that can be customized can naturally be higher priced and should be higher priced than those that aren't. The reason for this is pretty obvious. Customization is going to take a little bit more work on the seller's part, so it's up to you to determine if you have the time and capacity and energy to be able to offer customized products. But if you do, this is a great way to charge a little bit more, upping your profit margin. Now, the sky's pretty much the limit when it comes to customization because people are willing to pay for it and people are looking for it. Customized products, especially on platforms like Etsy, are very high in demand and are one of the most popular things that Etsy shoppers purchase. So this could be something like a whole customized business branding package that you could charge hundreds of dollars for, custom artwork, including custom portraits of, let's say, pets or family, maybe a custom watercolor of a house, things like customized wedding invitations. And you can even do this with print-on-demand products that you're willing to take customization for and just spend a couple extra minutes inputting that into your POD provider and customizing that product before it's sent out. You can do some research online looking up different listings for items that are similar to what you're thinking of offering to get a general idea of what the different price points are and get a ballpark range of what would be reasonable and competitive for you to price yours at while still being able to keep some profit. You want to have a general idea because it is going to be a little bit more active work on your part of about how long it's going to take you for your labor, for your effort to be able to get this customized product created so that you make sure your price point includes covering your time and any materials, supplies, tools, softwares you might be using. Now, speaking of tools and softwares, that leads us right into tip number 4, which is to keep costs low, especially in the beginning. It's more than okay when you're just starting out and you have a really tight budget in the beginning to keep things really lean and only pay for the things that you truly need. I know we can want to just jump all in and start paying for all the fancy creation tools and softwares, but it's actually really wise before you have the budget for that to just choose the top 1, 2, or maybe 3 things that you need to pay for to get your business going. Now, specifically with digital products, we're thinking of what platform or tool we're going to use to create our digital products. You can pay for something like Adobe Illustrator, which is really robust and gives you a lot of options for creation. But if you could get your product done on, let's say, the free Canva plan, why not start with that and switch over to Adobe later when you have a larger budget? Now, I get that there are some digital product types that you can't create on Canva, so this isn't going to apply for everyone. You may really need a specialized software depending on the product type you're offering, but I'm a big fan of keeping things lean and low cost as much as possible, and that in and of itself ups the amount of money that you're keeping in your pocket every single month. And if, like me, you get a year or 2 down the road and you've subscribed to some tool or software that you haven't used in a few months, it's great to do an audit of what you're using every month and go ahead and just get rid of or cancel anything that you haven't used in a while. I know a lot of times we can think to ourselves, oh, but I might need it at some point. I'm just going to keep it going. But honestly, you're just pouring out money every month for something that you're not using. So again, keep it lean and only stick to the tools that you truly are using on a consistent basis to keep your costs low. All right, moving on to tip number 5, and that is to price what your item is worth. Again, if you're just starting out, I know it can be really tempting to just price it super low. You want to be the lowest one when your ideal customer is looking at yours versus your competitors. And I do think it's a great thing to want to be competitive, but we have to do it in a really smart way, and we can't price so low that we're not covering our time that it takes to create the product or even covering the costs and expenses we're paying for our tools and software that we're using. If we price too low, we're going to end up having nothing to keep and no profit margin at all. So we need to think about, what is this item worth? What is my time worth? And instead of focusing on bringing it so low to be the lowest price point around, price it what it's worth at a higher price point and really focus on increasing the quality of your product as much as possible. So we're sort of shifting our mindset from competing primarily on price to competing on quality. Your goal should be to have the most irresistible, appealing, quality product in your niche that there is at a reasonable price, but still enough to have a healthy profit margin. Okay, moving on to our next tip, which is to consider the possibility of recurring revenue. Recurring revenue is revenue that's coming in every single month as opposed to just a one-time purchase. There are certain types of digital products that fit well into something like a monthly membership that you could offer, so you're moving from just one-time purchases to encouraging your customers to sign up for your membership where you're delivering something that they consistently need every single month, and this provides that income for you also every single month. So again, this doesn't apply to all digital products because not everything is going to be needed by the same person every single month, but some things might be. An example of a digital product-based membership might be something like offering different social media Canva templates every single month to people who need content for social media. Sure, they could use one set for a while, but they're going to eventually use that up and need more for their content. So they might subscribe to a monthly membership where they get new, fresh templates every single month. You could also have a membership that provides something like email copy swipe files for business owners. Business owners of all kinds are relying on email marketing and wanting to email their list every single week. So if they don't want to be writing their own emails from scratch, they might be needing to use templates that you could provide on a recurring basis. So they're paying you every single month for those fresh email templates. Those are just two examples, but you could get creative with this and think about how you could turn what you're offering into something that is delivered on a consistent basis, meaning that you can charge for it on a consistent basis. And this is an easy way to up your profit margin, up your revenue, and again, work smarter instead of harder. And moving right along to tip number 7, which is to secure return business. You know what's even better than getting a sale? Getting a repeat sale or multiple repeat sales from that same customer down the road. As product sellers, we should always be thinking in terms of getting return business from people who have already purchased from us rather than just always trying to reach new people for one-time purchases. If someone purchased from us before and had a great experience, they're likely to want to again at some point. But we don't really have a way to communicate with those people when we have a new offer unless we do one specific thing, and that is to secure their email address and add them to our email list. When you have a growing email list, you've got a business asset that's going to serve you for years to come because now you have a direct line of communication with people who have opted in, who have said they're interested in what you have to offer. You're not relying solely on social media that's dependent on an algorithm that can change at any time. You have a surefire way to be able to communicate with these people whenever you have a new product, a new offer, a flash sale, a discount, and this is the absolute best way to encourage return business. So there's a whole strategy behind how to start and grow an email list from scratch. I don't have time in this video to cover that, but I do have a marketing monthly membership where I coach people through how to use social media and email marketing. The doors to that are currently closed, but we do have a wait list. So if you want to be one of the first ones to know when we open the doors and accept new members into that group, again, you can click on the link below to join the wait list, and you'll learn all about how to offer an opt-in, which is basically a freebie that incentivizes people to join your email list, and how to actually create and craft emails that will sell your product on repeat. Giving people multiple ways to shop with you in the future and possibly become a return customer is going to increase their customer lifetime value, upping the amount of profit you're keeping in your pocket. So friend, I hope those tips were helpful. Don't forget to click the link in the description box below to hop over and watch my on-demand masterclass, Digital Product Powerhouse. It's going to give you a deep dive into everything you need to know to get started growing a digital products business. Talk soon.